got there, we see his hands working. Me and Devin, our eyes got huge. We're like, this kid, he's going to play second base. He's got great hands, he's got great fundamentals. He's just got to grow into his legs, And so that's pretty much what it comes down to. And so the one thing I'm going to remember about him is, I don't know if he's told you guys this, but he's an excellent rapper. And between his raps and Jack's rhythm. Pierman, you're a great kid. You're always one to help us keep it light on the field, and I think one of the things that we were most impressed with you as a coaching staff is when we all had our team meetings. I think the progression you made from where you were in the beginning of the year, just as a teammate and a player, I think that you've gone and become someone that we can really look to as a leader next year on the team, and I think that's something that we really desperately needed, given the fact that we don't have too many upperclassmen on the team, and I think you've done a tremendous job stepping into that role. And I love to watch you play, man. I love the way you play. You swing hard every single time, and if anything goes wrong, you get up and you bust your ass after the ball, and I think that's awesome. And I honestly do love to watch you play, so I'm excited to have you on the team this year. So.
Get some more juniors!
So I get the pleasure to talk about our 7 terrific seniors. So we'll certainly go one by one. Another guy who joined us late in the season was Andrew Malik, and I remember back to football season. I remember the hit in the game. It was a great tackle, by the way. As a football coach, it was a great tackle. And then he didn't get up, and it was his right shoulder or left shoulder, I remember, which was dislocated. I thought, yeah, that was a good hit, and damn, we're not going to see him this baseball season. I didn't think there was any way he would be able to recover, have his surgery, and be back on the baseball field this year. It just didn't seem possible. But he made it happen. He told me, I'm going to be back. And by the time spring break hit, or a little bit after, sure enough, he progressed, and he was back. And he really ended up making a huge difference for us. It seemed like his third at bat of every game was something good was going to happen. I don't know why it was the third at bat. That's just the way it played out. And the Pinewood game, there's quite a few games that we can go on and on where he hit doubles in the left center gap and just crushed the ball. So we're going to miss him quite a bit. Certainly, we missed everything that you brought to the game. We missed your dedication to the team, even when you weren't able to participate, your attendance at practice, your attendance at the games, your spirit, your leadership. Thank you very much. And Cam. I call Cam one of the original 4, and the original 4 were Peter, Cam, Will, and Conrad. And we were at it, baseball, since I think the day we got back from winter break. It was the 4 of them that would work out 3 days a week with me in January before the season started. So it was almost 6 months we were together doing some baseball stuff. Cam was wonderful for us because we threw him into a lot of different situations, mostly defensively. I don't think he ever played the same position twice, 2 games in a row. We'd say, Cam, you got to play third today. Cam, you got to play second today. Cam, our first baseman just got hurt. You got to go play first today. You got to go play in the outfield. And it was difficult, I think, for him, and it affected multiple parts of his game. And then we settled him into the DH spot, and that's when things started to shine for him. That's when he just became more comfortable in the batter's box, and he started hitting the ball much better. He ended up second in the team in RBIs, so he had a ton of clutch hits throughout the year. And just, I can say this about all of them, I think, but generally just one of the nicest people I've ever met. So thank you, Cam. Best of luck at SC. We're going to miss you. So the Bay Area is known for the catch. Park in 1981, we got Terrell Owens in 95, and we had right? Crystal Springs has Rich Livingston. That was the catch. And it was kind of, I mean, Rich always had the ability, and he showed it all season long. One thing I appreciate about him, he was probably one of our greatest competitors. He wanted to do well, and it showed in everything he did. He was not happy with a bad at bat. He was not happy when he made an out, and it really killed a few umpires. That was all accidental, right? When we needed it, he stepped up. I don't know when the last time he caught was before this year, but he's the one who came up to me and said, "Coach, I'll catch if you need me to catch." And nobody else was really willing to do that. He was, and he helped us out in quite a few games. He was really more fearless players. He kind of had the green light. Well, at least he thinks he had the green light all the time. He did. So if I'm standing and coaching third base and he's in second, at any given time, I could look to my left. He was going to take a bat, no matter what the score was, no matter what the situation. He was just going to do it, and that's what I liked about him. I always told the guys, I'll never have a problem with you making a mistake out of being aggressive. And Rich had no problem with being aggressive. I'm going to miss you quite a bit. I'll miss your stellar defense, your competitiveness, your willingness to do just about anything to help the team. Stanford's a lucky school to have you. Thank you very much. Another one of our original four, Peter. Peter probably came in with one of our more technically sound players. Peter, the first day we saw Peter, we knew we have a baseball player. We have a guy who is fundamentally sound in just about every aspect of the game. We didn't have to make too many adjustments to what he did. He had power to the gaps. He had a great approach. He did all sorts of things that he needed to do. But really, the one thing that truly showed his true character was when he got hurt. In a freak play at first base, when he sprained his PCL. Originally, it was diagnosed as a torn ligament, and he was out for a while, and he couldn't play, so we couldn't get clearance. But he was at practice every day, and the minute the doctor gave him the okay, they braced him up. He was there, and I remember telling him, "We're going to take it easy, right? We're going to take it easy. We're going to go base to base. We're not going to put any pressure on it." And I just remember, it was either a play at third or a play at home where he just took off, slid into the base, and I'm like, or we won't. So he really did want to win. I remember the Pinewood game. I remember I went up to Peter, and he was struggling a little bit, hitting into a few ground balls to the right side into double plays, and I went, "Peter, just whatever you do, don't hit the ball to the second base. Just whatever you do." And trying to keep it light. And sure enough, the first pitch he turns and nearly takes me out in the third base. But because of that, he probably hit the longest home run I didn't think I was going to see with the new bats that we have to play with. You just crushed that ball against Parker in that last game. And I'm glad you had the opportunity to show to everybody what we were seeing every day in practice. So thank you very much. Good luck at Northwestern. Conrad. I talk a lot about everybody here being nice. Conrad pretty much takes the case for kindness. Emmett said it so well at senior day when he said he knows how to have fun, but he knows when he needs to be serious. And he's able to do that so comfortably and transition to that so easy. We'll always be maintaining that smile that we see all the time, which is I think the thing I'm going to miss the most. All year long, he became our number 2 starter, and he battled all year long. He just went out there and did his best, never complained, even when this stupid coach kept him out longer than he probably needed to be. He went out there and just battled, and the gratification to have him end his career with a 3-hit shutout I couldn't have asked for anything more. I just couldn't have asked for anything more because you deserve it. And Mr. Hollivar actually sent me an email over the weekend saying how you were beaming, how proud you were, and how you were just beaming at that senior recognition. And I think that's going to be the moment you remember about high school, is that last game that you pitched. It's going to be one of the things that I remember. He's kind of an unlikely hitter in the 4 spot too. You know, he had good gap power, but he was never really a threat to hit one out. But he did what we needed him to do, and he took what Devin had asked him to do, and he just continued to work on it. And it ended up having a 4th highest average on the team. We're going to miss you so much. St. Mary's is so lucky. Congratulations. So, Will, another great competitor. Especially when he and Rich had a bet on something or an opportunity. You should have seen those two go at each other. Oh, please. How many fingers were given at any given time? He knows what happened. But it was all good. It was all good. It wasn't a bad thing because they would compete in practice and they would be friends afterwards. And it was always just about trying to get better. He has all the tools that we ever wanted in a player. He, great arm strength, great speed. We all saw his speed on that Hartman game also, because he was at third base before I could turn my head. I mean, Devin was remarkable just how fast he got around the bases on that. I think he wanted that home run. Nobody could ever wanted it. And he's another guy, along with Cam, who played multiple positions all year long. I don't think I can remember 2 starts in a row where you were at the same spot. He played shortstop when Andrew pitched. He played third sometimes. He played second a couple times. He was in the outfield a few times. But whatever he did, he gave everything he had to do it. One of the things I'm going to remember most about you too, even though you didn't pitch that much, was when we were working on your mechanics and how you listened to everything I had to say and you tried to implement it. And you just worked so hard at it. 9 great innings for us this year. It wasn't as many as I thought maybe you were going to do, but there were quality appearances every time, and I think there was a tremendous amount of improvement every year. So you're just so coachable all year long. Just a tremendous guy. Bucknell's a lucky school to have you. Thank you very much. So Andrew doesn't talk very much. Mr. Lim. But I do, after the Hartford game, if you guys can remember, Andrew, 2 outs